Okay, you guys, today we're going to be painting some simple ocean paintings to start with, and then we're going to add some fun little sea glass turtles to them, okay? So you're going to get a canvas that looks something like this. Everybody's will look a little bit different, okay? And you're going to have some sections. We're going to have dark blue, medium blue, light blue, and then this will be for white, and then this is your sand for your beach, okay? It's going to be like the ocean waves rolling up, okay? So I'm going to start, and I'm gonna paint the dark blue. Now, if you just like the dark blue, you can just use the dark blue. I want it to be this blue, but a little bit darker, okay? So I'm gonna do these and kind of mix them. You don't wanna use all of this color, right? Because we're gonna use that for a medium blue. So I'm gonna take them and kind of mix them. And I'm gonna paint that section, that blue. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, and then you also want to wrap your canvas or paint the sides as you go. Okay, if you know me, you know I don't love to wash my paintbrush. So we haven't given you water to wash your paintbrush with, okay? So we're gonna go to the next color without washing our paintbrush. It's totally fine. I'm not gonna mix it on purpose, but it will mix a little bit, okay? And we're gonna do this medium blue right here. And look, if you get some in there of this color, right, you just blend it in and paint over it with that medium blue, okay? So this whole section and the edges, right there are gonna be this medium blue. So do that. Now again, I'm not gonna wash my paintbrush. I'm just gonna go straight into this, and they are gonna mix and blend, and that's okay. And I'm gonna use this light blue for this section. Okay, now while that's still wet, I'm gonna wipe my paintbrush off a little bit, and I'm gonna grab just a tiny bit of white and mix it with this light blue. And I'm gonna use the side of my paintbrush, okay? If your paintbrush is going straight up and down like this, right, it's gonna make a wide brush stroke. If I go sideways, you see how it makes a thinner brush stroke, okay? So I'm gonna mix a little white with my light blue, and I'm gonna come through and do just like some little waves like that. Along these lines, you could also come in between if you wanted to and do some little waves, okay? You just want it to be a slightly different value so that it shows up. Now this is gonna be white, so we're gonna leave that, and then we're gonna do our sand. Okay, so we gave you water cups. You're gonna wash your paintbrush really good, and then then you're gonna dry it really good, okay? For your sand, you're gonna have like a light tan color and a little bit of brown. Now again, this is gonna be white right here. That's where the ocean turns white, the sea foam, it gets all foamy as it comes in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paint the sand this kind of light khaki brown color. And then we're gonna come in and use that dark brown to add a shadow in just a second. Okay, so once you get it all filled in, I'm gonna take a little bite out of this and mix it with some of this. You don't want it to be just the brown, okay? And then I'm gonna do a little shadow up here along the shore. And you can come in too if you want to and do some little shadows in there. Okay. All right, now we're gonna blow dry it. You need to blow dry it at this point because we're gonna do the white and we don't want any of this to mix because then it won't be white anymore, okay? All right, so go blow dry and then come back and I'll show you the next step. Okay, so the next step is we're gonna give you some white if you don't have any clean white. Mine has a little bit of blue in it, but that's okay. And we don't want really thick paint for this, okay? We want really thin paint. So what you're gonna do is get some white on your paint stamper and wipe most of it off. And then you're gonna press and twist for your sea foam right there along your white line, okay? And you can make it thicker in areas if you want to. You could go out into your ocean a little bit more. Okay, you can make it a little bit thinner in areas. Remember to do your edge. Okay, so that's the next step, and then you're gonna blow dry again. I think that should be the last time we have to blow dry, okay? Okay guys, so while you were blow drying that, you also needed to, and we told you this, pick out your little glass beads. You can do more than 3. I think I told you 3 to 6, okay? Now, here's the hard part, okay? We're gonna give you a Sharpie and we're gonna turn these into turtles, but it's gonna be really easy, right? I'm just gonna draw it right here on our messy thing. This is your little glass bead and you're drawing the turtle head and you accidentally get it like this, right? And we're drawing in Sharpie, it's gonna be too big, okay? So you wanna start with little tiny movements. So what I'm gonna do is instead of drawing a big loop, I'm just gonna draw a little tiny straight line like this, okay? And that's for the head. And then a little tiny line here and a little tiny line here. That's for the front flippers. And a little tiny line here. Make it as small as you can to start with. You can make it bigger, but once you've drawn it, you cannot make it smaller. And then that's gonna be for the tail, okay? And then that gives you an idea of what size these need to be, okay? And then I'm just gonna very carefully take my Sharpie and kind of draw. It is hard to get right up to the little glass bead, but that's okay. I'm gonna draw the head and I'm gonna take it as far to the glass bead as I can get it. And then I'm gonna draw the front flipper with a little tiny loop and the back flipper with a little tiny loop. And then the little tiny tail. Okay, you see how easy that was? So you're trying to make it small. If you make it too small, like maybe that's too small, right? But if you make it too small, you can always come back and make it a little bigger and make it a little bigger, okay? So we're gonna draw a line for the head, 2 front lines like this for the front flippers, 2 back lines for the back flippers, and a tail. And then do that here too. Wherever you have a turtle, go ahead and do that. Okay, and then you just kind of very carefully thicken it up a little bit. Okay, got it? Okay, so you're gonna work on that while I work on mine. Okay, and then the final step is I'm gonna give you some sand, and it's mixed with this gel acrylic medium, and you're gonna get a little palette scraper. Everybody's will be a little bit different, and you just get a little bit of that on the end of your scraper, and you just scrape it where you want it. Now, I didn't cover my whole entire sand area. I just did some little accents, okay? If you accidentally get it on your turtle, like I just did, you just wipe it off with your finger, and then you can go wipe your finger with a wipey or something, okay? All right, and they're gonna be so cool. I can't wait to see these. We're gonna get your picture, and then you get to take them home today. They're so cute.